everyone. My name is Jefferson Deckelpain. Uh, Thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to talk about how artificial intelligence is changing credit scoring and loan underwriting, two major parts of the financial services industry. This topic is really interesting because it highlights how technology can either improve financial access or, if we're not careful, make things worse. The problem with traditional credit models. Let's start with the old school approach. Traditionally, credit scoring systems like FICO look at a pretty limited area of factors, things like your payment history, your debt levels, and how long you've had credit. But if you've never had credit or a loan, you basically don't exist in the system. Uh, the CFPB actually reports that about 1 in 10 US adults are considered credit visible, which is a little crazy. That's a huge chunk of population missing out on loans, apartments, and other financial opportunities. This is where AI comes in. Instead of relying on just a handful of factors, AI can analyze alternative data like rent payments, utility bills, and employment history. Startups like Upstart and Zest AI are leading the way here. For example, Upstart says their AI model can approve 27% more borrowers compared to traditional models without raising the default rate. That's a win-win. More people get access to credit and lenders don't take on extra risk. But it's not all upside. One of the biggest ethical concerns is bias. If the historical data fed into the AI models reflect racial or socioeconomic biases, the algorithm can unintentionally reinforce those patterns. Another issue is transparency. If someone's loan is denied, can the lender clearly explain why? That's why a lot of fintech companies are working on making their AI models more explainable and audible. On the legal side, AI lending tools still have to follow laws like Equal Credit Opportunity Act, which bans discrimination in lending, but regulators are starting to get more specific. The CFPB, for example, has warned against so-called black box algorithms, and in the EU, there's a proposed AI act that would classify credit scoring as high risk, meaning it would be subject to stricter rules and transparency requirements. So we're starting to see more structure around how this technology can be used. Let's break it down. The pros are clear. AI can broaden access to credit, speed up loan decisions, and provide better risk assessments. On the flip side, there's a risk for bias, and some models are so complex that they can't be easily explained. There's also the danger of relying too much on automation and losing the human element in lending decisions. I found this topic really eye-opening. I've always believed that tech should be solve real-world problems, and I think AI and credit scoring has the potential to do that, especially for people who have historically been excluded from the financial system. But it's also clear that we need guardrails to make sure it's being used responsibly. To wrap this up, AI is transforming credit scoring and loan underwriting. It can make lending more inclusive and efficient, but only if it's designed and used ethically. Financial institutions need to balance innovation and fairness and transparency. If they can do that, they'll help create a more just and acceptable financial system. Uh, these are the sources that I used to help me make this slideshow, and thank you for watching.